In this video, we are going to explore Claude Cowork, an exciting new capability that represents a significant advancement in how AI can assist with knowledge work. We'll also dive deep into the recently announced plugins that have been making waves in the industry. This is Anthropic's latest innovation, bringing agentic AI directly to your desktop for complex, multi-step tasks. So, what exactly is Claude Cowork? Cowork is a research preview that brings agentic AI capabilities to Claude desktop, specifically designed for complex, multi-step knowledge work that goes beyond simple coding tasks. Here are the key points to understand. First, Cowork is available exclusively on Claude desktop for macOS at this time. Second, it requires a paid subscription, either Pro, Max, Team, or Enterprise plans. Third, and most importantly, Claude can now take on complex tasks and execute them autonomously. You simply describe the outcome you want, and Claude delivers the finished work. Unlike traditional AI assistants that respond to one prompt at a time, Cowork allows Claude to work independently on lengthy, complex projects while you focus on other priorities. Let's explore the 4 key capabilities that make Cowork so powerful. First, direct file access. Claude can read from and write to your local files without requiring manual uploads or downloads. This seamless integration eliminates friction in your workflow. Second, sub-agent coordination. When you give Claude a complex task, it intelligently breaks the work into smaller subtasks and coordinates multiple parallel work streams to complete them efficiently. Third, professional outputs. Claude doesn't just create simple text files. It can generate fully functional Excel spreadsheets with working formulas, polished PowerPoint presentations, and formatted Word documents, all production ready. Fourth, long-running tasks. Unlike standard chat sessions, Cowork can work on complex tasks for extended periods without conversation timeouts or context limits interrupting your progress. You can literally start a task, step away for hours, and return to find your work completed. Now let's walk through how Cowork actually executes your tasks. Understanding this process will help you leverage Cowork more effectively. Step 1. Claude analyzes your request and creates a detailed plan of action. It's thinking through the best approach before diving in. Step 2. It breaks complex work into smaller, manageable subtasks. This modular approach ensures nothing gets overlooked. Step 3. All work executes in an isolated virtual machine environment. This provides security while giving Claude the freedom to work with your files safely. Step 4. When appropriate, Claude coordinates multiple work streams in parallel. This is particularly powerful for complex projects that have independent components that can be worked on simultaneously. Step 5. Finally, Claude delivers the finished outputs directly to your file system, exactly where you need them. Throughout this entire process, you maintain visibility into what Claude is planning and doing, so you can provide guidance or course corrections whenever needed. Now we come to one of the most exciting recent developments, Cowork plugins. This announcement was made just last week on 30th January 2026, and it's already transforming how organizations think about AI adoption. So what are plugins? Think of them as specialized skill bundles that turn Claude into an expert for your specific role, team, and company. Each plugin combines skills, connectors, /commands, and subagents into a single package. Here's what makes this announcement so significant. Anthropic has released 11 open-source plugins on GitHub. This means you can customize them for your specific tools, terminology, and internal processes. They bundle everything you need, skills, connectors, /commands, and subagents, into ready-made templates for common business functions. And the best part? No coding required. These plugins use simple Markdown and JSON files that anyone can modify. This open-source approach is a game-changer because it means no vendor lock-in and full transparency into how the AI is operating in your environment. Let's look at all 11 plugins that Anthropic has released. Each one is purpose-built for a specific business function. Starting from the top left, productivity for managing tasks, calendars, and daily workflows. Enterprise search to find information across your company's tools and documentation. Sales for researching prospects, preparing deals, and following your sales process. Finance for analyzing financials, building models, and tracking key metrics. Moving to the middle row, data analysis for querying, visualizing, and interpreting datasets. Legal, and we'll dive deeper into this one shortly, for reviewing documents, flagging risks, and tracking compliance. Marketing for drafting content, planning campaigns, and managing launches. On the bottom row, customer support for triaging issues, drafting responses, and surfacing solutions. Product management for writing specs, prioritizing roadmaps, and tracking progress. Biology research for searching literature, analyzing results, and planning experiments. And finally, there's the plugin creator, a meta plugin that actually helps you create custom plugins from scratch for functions not covered by the standard library. All of these plugins are available right now on GitHub under an open source license, which means your organization can start using and customizing them immediately. Let's take a closer look at the legal plugin, which has generated the most attention and market impact. This plugin is specifically designed for in-house legal teams and corporate legal departments. Here are its 5 main capabilities. Contract review. Perform clause-by-clause reviews against your company's specific playbook and standards. Claude learns your preferences and applies them consistently. NDA triage. Automatically prioritize and route non-disclosure agreements based on your criteria, freeing up attorney time for high-value work. Compliance checks. Flag potential risks based on your organization's specific risk tolerances and compliance requirements. Document analysis. Extract key terms, obligations, and critical dates from contracts and legal documents. Template responses. Generate standard legal responses using your approved language and templates. Now, it's absolutely critical to note, and this is shown in the warning at the bottom, all outputs from the legal plugin should be reviewed by licensed attorneys. This is an assistive tool, not a replacement for human legal judgment, but it can dramatically accelerate routine legal work and help your legal team scale their impact. The announcement of these plugins, particularly the legal plugin, had an immediate and dramatic impact on the market. Let's look at the numbers. Thomson Reuters, which owns Westlaw and provides legal research tools, saw its stock drop 16% following the announcement. RELX, the parent company of LexisNexis, dropped 14%. CA's Disco, a legal technology company specializing in e-discovery, experienced significant declines. And Wolters Kluwer, another major legal and compliance software provider, also saw notable drops. Why such a strong market reaction? 4 main reasons. First, this is the first foundation model to package legal workflows directly into the product, not as an add-on or integration. Second, because the plugins are open source, organizations can customize them without vendor lock-in. This disrupts traditional software licensing models. Third, the legal plugin comes bundled with other enterprise functions like finance, sales, and marketing, creating a comprehensive platform rather than a point solution. Fourth, this announcement raises the competitive bar significantly for legal tech incumbents who now need to match these capabilities or risk losing market share. This market reaction demonstrates that the industry recognizes Cowork plugins as a genuine disruption, not just an incremental improvement. Now let's make this concrete with some real-world use cases that you could implement starting today. File management. Simply tell Claude to organize my downloads folder by type and date, and it will sort through hundreds of files, create appropriate folder structures, and organize everything logically. Research synthesis. Give Claude access to web searches, articles, papers, and your personal notes, and ask it to create a coherent report. It will synthesize information from all sources into a well-structured document. Data analysis. Claude can perform statistical analysis including outlier detection, cross-tabulation, and time series analysis directly on your dataset files. Document creation. Instead of just creating basic CSV files, Claude can generate Excel spreadsheets with working lookup functions, conditional formatting, and multiple interconnected tabs, all from your rough notes or voice memos. Expense processing. Drop a folder full of received images, and Claude will extract the information and create a formatted, ready-to-submit expense report with all receipts catalogued. These are just a few examples. The possibilities expand dramatically when you add specialized plugins for your function. So how do you get started with Cowork? Here are the requirements. First, you need the Claude desktop app for macOS. Cowork is not currently available on the web interface or mobile apps. It requires the full desktop application. Second, you need a paid Claude subscription. This means Pro, Max, Team, or Enterprise. The research preview is not available on free plans. Third, you'll need an active internet connection throughout your session. And here's an important note. The desktop app must remain open while Claude is working on your task. If you close the app or your computer goes to sleep, the session will end. So plan accordingly for long-running tasks. To get started, simply download Claude Desktop from claude.ai/download. Install it, sign in with your paid account, and look for the Cowork tab in the interface. It's that straightforward. Security is paramount when giving AI access to your files and systems, so let's address the key security considerations with Cowork. On the positive side, Cowork runs in a virtual machine environment, which provides isolation from your main operating system. You maintain complete control over file access permissions. Claude only accesses what you explicitly grant. And Claude has built-in deletion protection, requiring your explicit permission before permanently deleting any files. However, there are important considerations to keep in mind. Conversation history is stored locally on your computer, not in Anthropic's cloud. This gives you more control, but also means you are responsible for that data. Currently, Cowork activity is not captured in audit logs, the compliance API, or data exports. This is a temporary limitation of the research preview. And as a research preview, Cowork is not yet recommended for regulated workloads that require full compliance documentation. These security considerations are important to discuss with your IT and compliance teams before broad organizational deployment. Anthropic is actively working to address these limitations as Cowork moves from research preview to general availability. As with any research preview, there are current limitations you should be aware of. Understanding these upfront will help set appropriate expectations. First, there's no project support currently. You cannot use Cowork within Claude projects at this time. Second, there's no memory retention across sessions. Each Cowork session starts fresh. Claude doesn't remember previous tasks. Third, you cannot share Cowork chats or artifacts with others yet. Each session is private to your account. Fourth, Cowork is not compatible with the G Suite connector at this time. Integration with Google Workspace tools is planned for the future. Fifth, this is macOS desktop only. There's no web interface, mobile apps, or Windows support yet. And finally, Cowork consumes more of your usage allocation than standard chat because complex, multi-step tasks are compute intensive. Plan accordingly and consider reserving Cowork for tasks that truly benefit from its capabilities. The good news is that Anthropic is actively developing these features based on user feedback. The roadmap includes addressing all of these limitations as Cowork matures. So, are you ready to transform your workflow? Claude Cowork and plugins represent a fundamental shift in how AI can assist with knowledge work. Instead of being limited to answering questions or writing short responses, Claude can now take on substantial projects, work autonomously, and deliver production-ready outputs. Here's your action plan. Download Claude Desktop from claude.ai/download. Install the plugins relevant to your role and customize them for your organization. And start automating the complex, time-consuming tasks that are holding your team back from high-value work. This technology is available now. It's being actively developed based on user feedback, and early adopters are already seeing significant productivity gains. If you have questions about implementing Cowork in your organization, visit support.claude.com for detailed documentation or reach out to your Anthropic account team. Thank you for your time today. I hope this overview has given you a clear understanding of what Claude Cowork and plugins can do for your organization.